When we are scared, when we are in fear, when we are in our darkest time, and when we feel very lonely, who's this one person we will reach out to? Our mothers, our ammas, who's there to safeguard us, to protect us from the time we are born till the time that we die. But in today's story, that changes. Because today is not about the crime story. It's about a mother's silence and the price paid by her own son. This is Soumya, and you're watching Unsilenced. Today, we are not going to talk about a murder, but we're going to talk about a betrayal so deep that shakes something fundamental in all of us. Before I could take you all into the story, I want you all to look at the bigger picture, because this is not an isolated case. When I was researching, I thought this cruelty happened only in Kerala, but you know what? That's not the case at all. It took place in Tamil Nadu and also in Bengaluru. 3 cities, 3 children, just a week apart. Same pattern, different faces, but the same silence. But in today's video, we are going to meet Arshid from Kerala. Arshid was a 20 months old baby who was born for a parent, Akila and Akil, who loved and married each other. But Akil died when Akila was 3 months pregnant with Arshid. Now, when Arshid was born, he was already carrying a loss of losing his father. Baby Arshid was living with his grandparents, where he was very healthy and very safe. Akila comes back for Arshid, but not alone. Now, I want you all to understand this. Akila is a 24-year-old woman who's lost her husband, living alone, and she needs to survive. I am not judging her when she comes back with another person, but what happens after she chooses that person is what we all need to understand, because that's very disturbing. Now, Akila meets Ashkar, who's a 31-year-old male. He worked as a driver in the same dance school as Akila was working as a dance teacher. They planned to move together along with Akila's son Arshid. Now, Arshid is a loving, energetic boy who loves to play and run throughout the day, who is living with a man who sees Arshid as an obstacle. Now, these were not my words. It was Ashkar's own words during his confession while he was investigated. On May 29, 2026, SAT Hospital receives an unresponsive baby. And that unresponsive baby is none other than our loving, energetic, 20-month-old Arshid, lying on the hospital bed, helpless, clueless, and betrayed by his own parents. Ashkar, who lived with Arshid, lied to the hospital facility saying that the baby choked on food. But the doctors examined immediately and got to know the truth. Now, if you're wondering what this list is, these are certain facts people would not want to remember. And today we have this facts which is given by the doctor after the autopsy done for Arshid. Now, here we go. 91 injuries, 7 fractured ribs. The baby was stamped on his chest. Internal organ damage, bleeding inside his skull. Both arms are in plaster casts the week before the baby could die. The baby had cigarette burns on the feet just because he was too active and he was running in the house. And he also had cigarette burns on his genital. And one final blow where baby Arshid's head was slammed towards the wall, only because the baby was continuously crying when Ashkar was feeding the baby. Look at the very important fact here. 91 injuries is not stats. Those were 91 moments where anybody present at the moment could have saved the child from 91 injuries. And he could have been alive today like any one of us. Now, I want you all to take a moment and look at the monster Ashkar's life. The person was not a mystery. He was not unknown to the system as well, because he had married to the woman called Amina before he could meet Akila. Now, he domestically abused so much to Amina that she went into a coma for a year. Amina's parents filed complaint against this man for the continuous 6 times where the system ignored it. and he walked free. Directly walked into not Akila's life, but Arshid's life. I want to talk about another monster today, who is baby Arshid's mother, Akila. I have a lot of questions for this monster. She stood there watching her own baby getting abused by the person that she chose. She saw the burnt marks. She took baby Arshid to the hospital to have the plaster casts. But yet, she stood there silently. The worst part is, Akila was not even there with baby Arshid when he died. She was there in Tamil Nadu performing dance. During the investigation, police found an interesting fact that Akila was not just a bystander looking at the abuses the baby Arshid went through, but she could have actively participated in the abuse as well. What can grief, fear, and loneliness do to someone? Abusing their own child? Absolutely not acceptable. Another interesting fact is, she also lodged complaint on her own mother, Reena, who was trying to protect the little baby Arshid. Now, what Akila did is not a choice. Silence was never a choice. She stayed silent, and the price was paid by little baby Arshid. Now, Reena was the only person who never stopped fighting for baby Arshid. Reena was Arshid's maternal grandmother. She was also a Nirbhaya volunteer. She in fact had WhatsApp status of Arshid's hand, which was plastered with the casts. And she fought as much as possible. She went to the police. She didn't stop there. She also went to District Child Protection Unit. And on 3rd of May, just 26 days before Arshid could die, she was on a 16 minutes call with the authority where she was begging and pleading to rescue Arshid. But all our answers went awry. The response by the authority was, Reena, you're imagining things. Maybe you're angry on their parents. And another factor which is disturbing is, Akila counter-filed a complaint on her own mother, and then everything stopped right there. DCPU employee, the District Child Protection Unit employee, was finally terminated only after Arshid died. Now, Reena was the only soul in the whole story of Arshid's life who was trying to protect him, love him, care for him. And the system doubted her, dismissed her. Just look at the system failure here. 2 hospitals, fractured arms. No medico-legal cases were filed. May 3rd call that Reena placed with DCPU, no actions were taken. Arshid's paternal grandparents complained, no actions were taken, and they were asked to wait for 3 months. There was police complaint lodged by Reena, no actions taken either. Now 6 complaints were lodged against Ashkar and no actions taken. All the organizations which protects child all failed in this case. Let's look at the pattern behind the case. Little Arshid is not the only one. 2 more children were killed in the same pattern, in Tamil Nadu and in Bengaluru. Are we as a society creating a condition where children become a collateral damage when the adults take their life choices? Unsilenced will not stop asking this question. Let us all take a moment for Arshid, who was a 20-month-old baby boy. So lovely, so lively, so alive, full of life and full of energy, so joyful to reunite with his mother. And all these qualities were the reason for his death. This is Arshid's story. To Arshid, who was betrayed by his own mother. To Akil, who committed suicide because Akila had an affair with another man during she was pregnant. You both deserved better. This is an ongoing investigation. When the verdict is out, we will come back with you for the details. We will follow until the justice is served. We do not look back. We will not stay silent. Now, if you're a person who's interested in true crime stories, horror stories, or unsolved murders, please subscribe to our channel.